And here is a question for you. What do you think about Giampaolo?
Honestly, I thought I expected a lot more from this guy. Like I expected
Yeah.
far more from this guy. Far more. Like when we signed him, I thought he was the only guarantee because we signed Leao there, we signed Theo Hernandez, we signed Benacer, we signed who else did we sign? I think we had a good window looking back. Like
Yeah.
it didn't feel like it, but looking back on how those players, what they eventually become, what they've become, it feels like a good window. But at the time, let's put it this way: Ben Nasser was relegated. Leao was young. Theo Hernandez
Exactly.
was, a sub at Real
Somebody
Madrid.
from
Yeah, and Giampaolo looked like the only certainty because everything that we've seen from this guy. He had this. He was kind of like Maurizio Sarri light.
Yep.
Maurizio Sarri, the next one after Sarri himself.
Non-smoker.
Like, yeah, he was the next one of the brilliant coaches that we were gonna get.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like that. I liked that. I liked that one, but
then you got disappointed.
Eventually, yeah, I expected not just from the Milan that he had, just from him in general. Like I expected, even after Milan, I expected more from his career.
See.
And one thing that we should tell the audience is that yes, Elliot came, but then it became far worse than it became brilliant again. It wasn't like Elliot came in, it was a smooth ride. We had Giampaolo as the coach, but then 7 games in, we had to get rid of him.
Yeah.
I was
that
ready.
Was the biggest challenge.
I was ready to say, all right, I just don't want the rest of this season. Like I was prepared to let the rest of this season off. Like I just delete it. We'll start over again next year,
Yeah.
And so yeah, I expected a lot more, but then I also didn't expect Pioli to be this good. Like I thought he's gonna do what he did with Inter or Fiorentina, where he stabilized
Lazio.
this Lazio, yeah, where he stabilized those projects, and then before
somebody else comes in,
before someone else comes in.
Yeah.
So I didn't expect him to be this good, and I didn't expect him certainly to win the Serie A in the season after.
Exactly.
Or 2 seasons after.
Yeah.
So
I think once we had you go.
Yeah, I think once we had some kind of a consistency, because before Pioli, our longest coach was who was it? Gattuso. Year and a half.
Probably Gattuso, yeah.
Year and a half. After Allegri, we had only Gattuso for a season and a half. Everyone else was Mihajlovic was less than a season.
Yeah.
Pippo Inzaghi was 1 season. Christian Brocchi was 5 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Yeah,
and
crazy.
And yeah, so I think the consistency helped. And of course, all the other factors like Zlatan coming in, like Yar coming in, like the natural progression of young players like Ben Nasser, like Theo Hernandez, like Sandro Tonali, like Leao, all those guys. There's a lot that had to go right for Milan to be where it is today.